Now, as soon as we're at the halfway point of the season, I want to kind of look at how we've been doing so far, kind of review the season as it were. I was going to do like a big long review and talk about how we've done and how we hope to do in the next couple of months going forward. I'm not going to do that. What I'm actually going to do is pick 5 games where I believe we've really let ourselves down and dropped points, where we kind of shouldn't have dropped points, and I'm going to also pick 5 games where I thought we've done really, really well and we've performed absolutely out of our skins and done really well and got the right result and right performance. So I'll just get straight into this video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the bad results, and obviously I'll end on the better note, and hopefully we can end this video on a high. Now, the first game for me, it was right at the very beginning of the season. The first game was 1-1 against Aberdeen at Pittodrie. Now, we were doing actually okay in that match until Morelos got sent off, and we ended up playing about 80 odd minutes with 10 men. We actually did not too bad, and I thought it was a really good fighting, spirited performance. But in the end, last kick of the game, Bruce Anderson came off the bench and managed to score. As I said, what was the last kick of the game? It was really disappointing to get into Gerrard's first league game and no win. It was really disappointing. I believe that hurt us at that moment. Second game, really bad game that would let us down, was Celtic away. It was obviously the first Old Firm game of the season. It was Gerrard's first Old Firm game of the season, and I genuinely believe he got it wrong. Obviously we'll talk about a wee bit later how he did get it right eventually, but in that game he got tactically wrong. First half we were all over the place. We just looked, we didn't know what to do. We looked like a pub team trying to defend against like Barcelona. It was that bad. We were just forcing errors after errors. Really poor performance from us. But then again, the goal that they scored was kind of controversial. Jack was fouled, and they came down the other end of the pitch and scored. I think it was Cham that scored. So that was disappointing, really. Not so much the result. Obviously, we want to win these games, but even the performance was just no good enough in the Old Firm game. So that really let us down. Third game was the 1-0 away defeat to Livingston at the Tony Macaroni Arena. Now, I actually thought we played not too bad in the first half, but second half we just kept giving away silly free kicks, and that's one of Livingston's main assets, is to get free kicks and just launch it into the box, and we just couldn't deal with it, and we eventually got caught out. Dolly Menga got a goal, and we just couldn't recover from that. Really a disappointing day. Obviously Livingston have went on and beat other teams, and obviously they got that draw with Celtic, and it's not that embarrassing in the whole scheme of things, but I genuinely believe we should have won that game, and that was obviously disappointing. The fourth game I want to talk about on bad performances was 1-1 away to Dundee. Now, I just came off the back of a poor result against Aberdeen away. We had just been beaten at Pittodrie. Oh, sorry, I do apologise. That was actually at Ibrox. Disappointing result for us at Ibrox. I probably could have included that in this 5, but I've not. It's disappointing. We dropped points in a game we probably expected to possibly drop points. We then went away to Dundee and we were expected to win the game, and it just didn't happen. Kenny Miller got an early goal, and it took them getting a player sent off for us to kind of spring into action. Andy Halliday got the free kick from the resulting red card, and we did try to win the game, get pressing, but we just kind of ran out of ideas in that game, and it finished 1-1, which was really disappointing after, as I say, dropping points to Aberdeen. So that was 5 points dropped in the space of like 4 or 5 days. It was really, really disappointing, that. So number 5 on my list, and this is, to be honest, one of the hardest ones, because I probably could have put it in the good list as well in terms of performance. That was 1-1 against Hibs at Ibrox, where we scored the early goal through Morelos, and we just dominated. We just threw balls into the box all night long, and we couldn't get that killer second, just couldn't get it. And then 4 minutes from time, ex-Rangers player Darren McGregor popped up a header, and we dropped 2 points there. I think it was 3 days before the Old Firm game. Now, in hindsight, it's not really affected us in terms of the performance in the Old Firm game, but it was really, really disappointing to know that we had dominated them so much and we didn't get anything from it, just as we did like a week before that. I could have included that 0-0 draw at Easter Road in there as well. So that's my 5. Tell you guys what you think down below, and I'll move on to the next 5 in a few. So the positives for the season, these are 5 games that I feel we've done really, really well in. I'll leave the Celtic game to last. Obviously, I'm going to mention that. First one I want to mention was 5-1 against St Johnstone at Ibrox. We dominated the match from start to finish. Some really good play. 5 different goal scorers. Tav got a goal, Morelos got a goal, Arfield, Lafferty got a goal, and Candeas got a goal. It was a really good team performance, and I'm really, really pleased with how we played in that match. The next one I want to mention was the highest scoring game of the season, not just for us, but in the SPFL itself, and that was a 7-1 win against Motherwell at Ibrox. Again, Arfield, he got 2, Tav got a penalty, Morelos scored, Middleton scored, and Grezda got 2. He hadn't scored before that, so that was his first 2 goals for Rangers. Again, really, really dominant performance from start to finish. I actually think we played better against Hibs and Celtic than we did in that game, strangely enough, but we managed to get 7 goals in that game. It was really, really pleasing to win. Next one I want to mention, I probably should have done this in order actually. 2-1 against Hearts at Ibrox. Now, wasn't so much the really, really good performance, because the performance kind of dropped off it towards the end of the game, but it was just the fact that Hearts were high flying at the time. Nobody had beaten them. They came to Ibrox with a bit of spring in their step, and they were being a bit cocky about it. A lot of the fans, obviously I'm staying in Edinburgh just now, and I got a lot of the fans' reaction to it before the game, and they we sent them home with their tails between their legs. Real good performance. I was actually at that game. There's a really good performance in that match for probably about the first 70 minutes. As I said, towards the end we kind of slacked off a little bit. I think that was because we were playing in Europe at the time, and just a little bit lethargic in the game towards the end. The 4th one I want to mention, and this wasn't really a good performance, it was just sheer determination to win, and it was very, very important that we did win, because we'd had kind of indifferent results in December. And this was 2-1 away to St Johnstone. We had fell behind in the match. We really, really needed the win. I think we were going top if we got the win, if I remember rightly. And obviously we're behind. Morelos got a goal midway through the second half, and then 2 minutes from time, persistence paid off and Morelos scored again. Very, very important win. I felt like we kind of ground that result out, and it was very, very important in the run-up to the Celtic game I'm going to mention now. So on to the most obvious one was the 1-0 win over Celtic at Ibrox. Massive, massive win for us. Massive performance from every single one of the players. We dominated the match from start to finish. Lots been said about the referee. I don't blame the referee. Probably on another day might have sent Morelos off, but I genuinely believe we deserved that victory. And delighted with that win, obviously. So that's my 5 good results that I've mentioned. If you think I've missed any, put it down below. I probably could have mentioned Hearts away when we won 2-1 at Tynecastle. That was an important win. I just didn't mention it because I thought the St Johnstone one was far more important in terms of the way the league was sitting at the time. So that's the good and the bad from this season. Tell me what you guys think down below, obviously. In my opinion, overall, start of the season, it wasn't that great, to be honest. It was actually after our first 3 games, it was our worst start in like 44 years or however long it was. Obviously disappointing that. We picked ourselves up after that, had a few really good performances in Europe in between that as well. And I think overall it's been really good. I'm happy with where we are just now. Obviously there's a few indifferent results in December, and I said that was a massive month, but to get to the end of that and beat Celtic and stay in touch with them, that's where we wanted to be. Obviously there's still a long way to go in the season. This is only the halfway point, or just past the halfway point. Tough games to come. We've got 2 away games coming up, and they're both on plastic pitches, which is Kilmarnock and Livingston. Difficult games. Celtic have got slightly easier games. They've got 3 home games. So it's very likely that they'll finish this month on with 9 points from the 3 games that they've got. We'll obviously only get a maximum of 6, so they'll pull ahead slightly, but as I say, we're where we need to be. So that's the video done, guys. Please let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Tell me where you think we are in the season. Tell me if you're happy with where we are. Just give your opinion. Thanks to everybody who's subscribed so far. If you haven't done already, please do it. It doesn't take long just to click that button. Thank you for your continued support, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.